Well, look at the DeBrincat has dragged in. I'm sure as you know by now, the word's out. Patrick Kane is signing with the Detroit Red Wings. And here at Clearing the Benches, we think that's a huge mistake. Let's get into the reasons why we think that. Now, first of all, I'm primarily a New York Rangers fan. I saw firsthand, up close and personal, the debacle that was the Patrick Kane acquisition last year. You know, he played 19 regular season games and he only scored 12 points. You know, he kind of got a little heated up in the playoffs, a goal, 6 assists, 7 points, I believe it was, in 7 games. But still not nearly enough and not nearly what the Rangers thought that they were going to be getting. You know, everybody thought he was injured when they got him. And, you know, he didn't show any signs of, you know, the past when he was with the Rangers. To be honest with you, he just looked like an old man out there. And he didn't look like he had much mobility. And for sure, in my opinion, it looked like the Rangers got ripped off. You know, they did not look like they got the Patrick Kane that they thought they were going to get. Now, let's see what happens in Detroit. But I think this is a big mistake. And these are the reasons why. First and foremost, the Detroit Red Wings still have 62 regular season games left. Raise your hand if you think Patrick Kane is going to make it through to the end of the season and he's going to be healthy in the playoffs. Nope. I don't know if they're going to do load management with him. Maybe he's not going to play, you know, the second game of back-to-backs. Maybe he's going to take a few road games off. Maybe he's not going to make long road trips, you know, out to Winnipeg or places, you know, Edmonton. I don't know, but, you know, it sounds like when they're bringing him in, they're bringing them all in, you know. And again, 62 games left for Patrick Kane. You know, based on what I saw in the 20 games he played last year for the Rangers, I hope he's going to be healthier, and I hope he's got more spunk, and I just hope he's more of the old Patrick Kane. Otherwise, Stevie Yzerman might have just bought a bag of used pucks. A couple other reasons that I just don't think this was such a good idea was, first of all, you got 62 games left. Nothing for nothing, but Detroit is not even guaranteed that they're going to make the playoffs this year. They're 11-6-3 right now. They got 25 points. They are in a playoff spot. But Tampa's got 25 points. Toronto's got 23 points. Buffalo's got 22 points. And, you know, Tampa's playing a little over their heads right now. But certainly Toronto and Buffalo have not been. And those two teams are going to expect to get heated up. And when they do, Detroit's going to need to stay ahead of them in the standings. It's going to be that, you know, I don't know if Detroit's going to make it in a wild card spot. I think they're going to have to get in one of those top 3 divisional spots. You know, again, the East is so cluttered in terms of like teams that may or may not make the playoffs. You know, I'm looking here. You got, you know, if they slipped out of the playoff spot that they're in right now and they had to go up against, you know, other teams in the wild card, you're looking at the Caps, the Islanders, the Flyers, the Pens. And right now, the Jersey Devils are in that group. And you know, at least the Caps and the Devils look like they're going to turn it around and they're starting to come out of it a little bit. I know Jersey's having a hard time with all the injuries right now, but you know when they get Jack Hughes and Heischer rolling again, and Mercer and some of these guys that haven't been doing it yet, you know come March and April, Jersey's going to be there. So again, I just wonder, is Detroit going to be able to hold on to this spot? Another thing I was looking at too is, you know, and this is going to be something that hamstrings probably half the playoff teams in the league this year, goaltending. I look at what the Detroit Red Wings have got right now. You know, you've got Ville Husso, okay? He's got a 3.47 goals against average. His save percentage is .888. That ain't going to cut it in the playoffs. I just think in terms of there's too many games left for Kane to play. I thought he would maybe want to play like 30 games, 35 games. I thought he would be signing around, you know, Valentine's Day. And again, you know, looking at the lineup that Detroit has, listen, you know, you've got Larkin with 21 points. You got DeBrincat with 20 points. Shane Gostisbehere is playing much better than he did last year in Arizona, and he's got 18 points already. But are these sustainable numbers? And, you know, are you just going to throw Kane out there with Larkin and DeBrincat and just, you know, hope whatever that they've got going on increases even more? Or are you going to keep Larkin and DeBrincat together. The whole idea, I would think, of bringing Kane in is to put him with DeBrincat. So if, unless you're going to move Larkin, I'm not really sure what they're going to do. But it's starting to seem like maybe there's a little too much spice in the sauce right now by adding Kane. And another thing I'm looking at right now is, as far as the teams ahead of them, you got Boston and Florida ahead of them. In my opinion, they're not going anywhere. So that literally leaves the Red Wings with one divisional spot and then the wild card. And again, those teams are going to be coming hard. The Islanders, the Flyers, the Devils, the Flyers especially. Nobody thought this. And, come Christmas time, I'm pretty sure Keith Jones and the boys are going to be all in. They're going to look at this as like maybe this is their chance to, take the next big step. But as far as Patrick Kane signing with the Detroit Red Wings, in my personal opinion, it's a big mistake. I would have thought for sure he would have signed with a team out west, a team that's going to have a clearer path through the playoffs, a clearer path to the cup. I would have thought that he would have taken a chance with Vegas. I know that they're up against the cap right now, but listen, you can move a guy or two. And, Kane's only going to be there for half, 2/3 of the year. So the number hasn't come out what they're paying him yet, but I can't imagine it's going to be more than like $3 or $4 million for the rest of the year. And I'm sure Vegas, the LA Kings, another team that I think is going to go deep into the playoffs. And, Vegas figured it out with the goaltending last year. They had a roulette wheel of goalies, and somehow they all seemed to, land on the right number and color. But in LA, you're relying on Cam Talbot, who definitely is a roller coaster in terms of his career numbers. Phoenix Copley, ask any Kings fan. The guy will shut you out for the first 2 periods, and then he'll give up 5 in the third. I know a lot of Kings fans that do not have a lot of confidence in Copley. So maybe the Kings make a move. But again, I thought for sure Patrick Kane would have gone to a team, again, with a clearer path through the playoffs. Vegas, LA, even Dallas. They've got an older team, but they've got guys who know how to win. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Maybe you think I'm nuts, or maybe you think I don't know what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. And if you do, just tell me what you think. I'd love to hear it. And if you could, please hit the like button, subscribe, and as always here at Clear in the Benches, let them know you're out there.